checking, because there was technical issues, so she was checking the number box. I was just checking that the numbers working, because yesterday it was very, very good. Yeah, and exactly. And good luck on the question.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can everyone hear me? If you can't hear me, let me know now. Do we need to turn the speaker up at all, or is it loud enough? Fantastic. Okay, so my name is Sean. I'm one of the safety facilitators on the march today. So we're just going to go through some safety things first. The first one is, if you look around, you're going to see people wearing orange high-visors. These are your stewards. If you're not a steward and you're wearing an orange high-vis, would you mind taking it off? Because people are going to keep asking you annoying questions. So we're just going to go through a few safety things. So we will be marching today. So we're hoping to keep this march non-arrestable. But obviously we cannot guarantee what the Met intend to do. So in that mind, if you speak to the stewards, they all have bust cards. That's got your legal information on it. The most important thing to remember is the 3 no's. No comment, no duty solicitor, and why the heck? Last one? Someone help me out here.
No caution.
No caution, there we go, yes. No caution, no duty solicitor, and no comment. Okay, so on the march you're going to see some of us doing some weird hand signals. We're not trying to summon demons, we're trying to communicate with you. So the stewards are going to copy me as I do them, and hopefully you'll all know what they mean. So this one's nice and simple. I want you to slow down. Okay, that's slow down. And then if we want you to come forward, and direction, so pointing you in a particular direction when we're turning. Okay, and the most important hand signal, if you learn no other hand signal than this one, we'll have a perfectly safe march. So we put our hands in the air like we're surrendering, and I shout, blue light policy, and you all shout, blue light policy. Fantastic. And so what is the blue light policy? The blue light policy is for all emergency vehicles. This is ambulances, fire brigades, and police officers who are going to arrest someone that's not us. So with the blue light policy, we all get off the road at the same time. We get off to the left, so the closest pavement on the same side of the road that you're starting on, the left hand side. We all move off together. Once we are off the road safely, the decision will be made how we regain that road. If the road is dead empty, we'll just get straight back on it. We don't need to worry about it. If there's traffic moving, we're not going to step in front of traffic because cars hurt a lot when they hit you. So we'll look for a set of lights. When the light goes to the green man, we'll then cross back onto the road that way and take the road that way. Okay, so no caution, no duty solicitor, no comment. Hand signals, nice and simple, and the most important one, the blue light policy. If you do have any concerns, come and speak to a steward. The stewards will be marching outside of the march on the far side of the pavement, so they won't be on the pavement side, they'll be on the other side, making sure none of the marchers go onto the right hand side of the road, so we're all staying on the left hand side of the road. Okay, and again, we're not aiming for there to be any arrests, but I still recommend that you take a bus card off a steward. Okay, these have all your legal information on them, so please do have one. Okay, and I believe we have some lovely speeches from some lovely young people, so if they want to start coming up so I can get off the stage. Where are they gone?
Hi, I'm Eliza, and this has been written by the Climate Genocide Act Now, CGAN. CGAN has proven that international criminal law can be used in the context of mass death and suffering caused by the policies that drive climate breakdown. For the lawyers here, the legislation is in the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court that was brought into the UK jurisdiction by the International Criminal Court Act in 2001. Article 30.2 of the Rome Statute deals with crimes of direct intent and oblique intent. Oblique intent is where you don't specifically want to kill people by extremes of drought, heat and flood, but you know with certainty that your policies are contributing to mass death and suffering. In 2019, CGAN delivered a detailed dossier of evidence to the police. The Met Police refused to act, claiming there had to be direct intent to commit the crimes for there to be any chance of prosecution. CGAN asked why the Met wouldn't act on the oblique intent provisions, but they refused to explain their thinking. There is a lot to the CGAN case, but I will jump forward to 2023, where we forced the Met into a corner and it had to get its lawyers to explain their thinking. All the correspondence is on the CGAN website, but you'll see that we have proven the Met has no lawful reason for refusing to apply the provisions of ICCA 2001. CGAN argues that the Met Police know they are acting unlawfully and therefore they are guilty of perverting the course of justice. Let's be clear, the police protect the killers and prosecute those trying peacefully to stop the killers. When the CPS and court heard this, they carried on prosecuting those trying to stop the killers. We have a corrupt criminal justice system, and that is determined to play its part in crushing the young. If you end up in police custody, ask the police why they protect the killers and arrest those trying to stop the killers. And if you end up in court, get the CGAN evidence and use it in your defence.
Okay, sick. Sorry guys. I don't know what to do.
We're just going to hand out like some final banners and then we'll be off in a couple of minutes. If anyone wants to take like any placards with our prisoners on it, you'd be very grateful to. Yeah, it'd be amazing for you to have them. We'll be off in 2 minutes.
Oh, and also I had one final reminder that I forgot to say. So just remember that we are a non-violent movement, and so this means that we're not going to be shouting, fighting, or getting in anyone's faces.
Great content. Thank you.
Remember that there is cameras here. Not all of them are our friends. Some of them want to paint bad stories. So if you get upset with someone and respond after they've been mean to you, the only bit that's going to be shown on GB News is you shouting at someone else. Okay.
people do, or what's enough I'm doing this, or Palestinians.
I think that.
I said this.
To be honest, it's much.
You didn't say both?
No, I didn't. I can go home.
It is cold. What's he doing?
He didn't say, you know what a man of mystery is?
I haven't seen it.
They seem very peaceful. I don't say anything. You never know.
So our banners.
Yes, it is, yeah. This is this article question. You just think, how am I going to get one? Yeah, don't tell my family.
Thanks for the PA. Yeah. Yeah, this bunch of them.
I'm missing a shout of birds.
Whatever you can do, but don't worry, we're not going to hate you.
Alright, has everyone who wants to carry a banner got a banner yet? Because I've got more banners here.
Does anyone want a muffin before we go? That's for you guys in uniform too. Anyone gets a muffin? They're not vegan, I'm afraid, because I swiped them from holiday. But I'm not joking. Muffins, apple. It's important to say. I take no responsibility legally in taking them outside New Scotland Yard, so I'm saying that for any allergies, death, misdemeanour. Don't get to spell my name, but you can enjoy the muffin. My lover and all my friends. It's got nice lining and then the grass. The grass is my friend. That's the whole problem with all of it. People have forgotten that the earth is a living being and our real mother. Hello. Is this for someone in particular or I just keep vetoing through the thing. It's all about
I'll do it.
I'm going to go and have a look over there now.
I am
to the human race that is presented from the oil and the government.
And you would like to stop any oil straight away?
We can do it side by side.
Yeah, let's do it done in the moment.
And the politicians who are backing it. Which sector? Well, the big breakthrough technology very recently is sodium-ion batteries. They work in similar way to lithium-ion batteries, which you put in your camera there. Sodium is and 1,000 cost. So we can build huge storage farms with sodium-ion batteries. Why aren't we? Because no one will fund it, because the oil companies want to stop it. The technology is ready to go. Very large wind turbines, solar, a little bit of nuclear. You can partner 5 times faster than stop stops us, oil companies, and corrupt politics.
Yeah, it's not an issue. As long as you basically don't want anything to mention like damage. There's some really easy ones to manage.
So why they were standing on the pavement and that's
Yeah, but you can't just say that. Has he broken ground?
I'm not going to go into detail with you.
Go into detail!
He's been arrested for wanting for previous. Right, come on.
Everybody step back, please!
I'm under arrest. Yo, can I get a media as well? I'm under arrest.
You make sure they get to that academy. Oh, there's something right while he's standing. I sanctioned the movement to see Palestine, which is in the Israeli constitution as well, by the way.
You know you're on the wrong side of history. You're going to be arrested. People in Parliament eventually. And the
You know the UN Commission for Human Rights have said that you guys are violating international law by letting people right there just standing on the pavement because they still have Palestinian lives. Is that it? Why do you want us? We're trying to participate in a conversation.
At the moment, you can engage with our investigators and get more information. At the moment, this person is under arrest.
I can see that you don't want to be arrested. I can see it in your eyes. So why are you doing it?
Well, they're saying it's racially, and considering my boyfriend's Syrian, I'm assuming they don't think I'm a racist, so yes. They said racially aggravated something, so I'm assuming they mean from the river to the sea. Because nothing. If you wish to, but I wouldn't recommend it.
To be clear,
they've got the infrastructure.
the offence you've been arrested for is a racially aggravated public order offence. The allegation is that you have said Jewish people are not welcome.
I did not say, when have I ever said that?
It's not something you would ever say.
That's the allegation that's been
One of my partners is fucking Jewish.
So it's an racial offence because they said from the river to the sea. Would you like to
I'm sorry, do you have any evidence that they said that?
Something I've never said. Jewish people have fought and died for this country. Jewish people are fighting against Zionism right now. I am opposed to Zionism and the murder of Palestinian people at the hands of Zionists, which most Jews also oppose. Jewish people have had their names tarnished by colonists.
So is there anything we can do to get you to walk to the back?
Yeah.
Please step back, everyone step back please. Keep moving back please. For your own safety, move back please. It is for your own safety, sir. Excuse me, please step back. Chloe, step back a bit. To me. Step back please. Chloe, make sure I get back, okay?
All ready? Okay, ready, set, lift.
Stay back please.
Is that it? Somebody else will take control. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What bail?
What are you doing? Like, are you thinking about what you're doing right now?
Have you been informed under what power you're being arrested?
Yeah, so they said it's for breach of bail conditions.
Have they provided details of what those bail
Yeah, I think they could. So I mean, I was in court this week, and the judge said they were going to release me on unconditional bail. But you know, I get it gets confusing, things like that. You know how it is.
Yeah. It's kind of the one thing you hopefully wouldn't get mixed up, right?
Are you aware of what bail conditions he's at breach of? Because if not, it's an unlawful arrest.
We've informed of the bail conditions.
You've been informed?
Yes.
But you don't know what those bail conditions are?
Yeah, don't know.
You do know, so could you tell me?
Up to them. Yeah. It is bail conditions. I told him it's bail conditions.
Look, I'm just asking which bail conditions. Because it's one thing to say that you've been arrested.
Would you like to enlighten them?
So up until Tuesday, as far as I'm aware anyway, I was under bail not to enter the M25. On Tuesday, I entered the M25 to go to court, where the judge released me on unconditional bail.
Right. So it's an unlawful arrest.
What you got?
Well, you boys know the drill.
You ready, mate?
Something okay with fun. Right. Goes on.
Take care.
Do I want to help with the legs?
We all have to be musicians right now.
They're arresting him because someone else was arrested at about a megaphone.
That new one?
No,
it's not that.
Second one.
Okay.
I'm waiting to get the new one.
Is it good?
The new one.
It's good. Big sense, yeah.
The next one.
Like, how is it like? But like this, like in your iPhone, maybe it's similar.
It's better. It's got a much larger sensor.
Yeah. Right. 1 inch sensor.
With a 3, the Pocket 3.
It's only like 500.
620 for the full kit.
I might get one of those things.
It's well worth it.
And they've got those mics as well, haven't they? Like clip-on DJI mics, kind of. You can like,
you got the
wireless ones.
The wireless mic 2.
Is it linked to it?
I haven't got it on this, but the only problem with the new one is you don't get a 3.5mm jack.
Right.
So if you want to plug in a Rode or something, you can't.
I see.
But
I might get one of those.
Well worth the investment.
The thing is, like, I want like this. You know, it's okay, but I'd buy a new iPhone, but well, I need to buy a new one. But I might try one of those.
Definitely well worth it.
Cheers.
No worries. Have a good. No, on the new one you can though.
Yeah.
Can stop our protest. They can never stop our protest. We have gathered today for Kiara. We have gathered today for Noah. We have gathered today for Cressy. And Morgan, and Marcus, and Ruby, and all the peaceful political prisoners that government around the world try to shut up. But the people are stronger than they are repression. So, the update is about Sean.
Yeah.
So, we've lost one person.
We've lost one. We've lost 2 people.
We've lost 3 people. And the police have tried to close our protest on the road. So, there's a. Carry on. You make the flag now.
Is there someone else?
I think there's someone being arrested there, but I'm not sure. People have moved. I don't know. I don't want to set heads running.
So we find ourselves in a position where we want to have a march. We want to march along the road with a big group of people, and it's been pre-liaised with the police. And at this point in history, you cannot do that. It's illegal to do that. We've had a Section 7 imposed on us. The police have said we can continue on the pavement, but we cannot march on the road. This is a normal group of people. This is not 10 people doing a slow march. This is not 5 people doing a roadblock. This is about 100, 150 people wanting to march along the road. And that's now illegal.
Boo.
Shame on the police.
Shame on the police.
Shame on the government.
Shame on the government.
So what we're going to do, we've got a little tour lined up. We're not going to let the police interfere with our tour. We're going to be heading now to the Supreme Court, to the Old Bailey, where a few people are going to say some things. And then we'll be continuing on our tour of repression HQs. So we're going to march on the pavement, and we will be there. We're going to head up that way. We're going to go around Parliament Square, and we'll go to the Supreme Court. So if everyone wants to line up on the pavement, and we'll get moving.
people if they want to do it.
I think we're going to move. I think we said this is like an unrestful march. So we'll
Okay.
move.
So we'll steward on the roadside and keep on the pavement.
That one? That one, and then we're heading that way. Okay. You then go to we're out of here at 2. Head up at 2:30. They're happy. Should we just check train times?
Well, they're human.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'll be your facilitator. We'll be marching along the pavement towards a place where we find it appropriate to demonstrate. We will have these people here. Will be our front banners. So you'll be following them. I'll be guiding you along the pavement. Try and stay all together. Don't stretch out too much. Hold up your banners high. Be proud. We're doing an amazing thing today. The police are accompanying us, I suppose. Hopefully. Yeah. And they'll give us ample warning if they feel like they want to arrest us for any reason that they come up with. So yeah, everyone's good? Yeah? Why are we here? Why are we here? Climate justice! Okay. Okay. We begin. March! Oh, okay, you're gonna go that way. Fine. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
How about yesterday?
You may think that this is a protest. No.
them.
Should we do a little piece where I'm talking to walking down? So we are moving slowly towards Westminster. Yeah, we're walking on the pavement. There's a couple of people I think behind us. Someone's not getting the message.
We are marching because we are in solidarity with our friends who have been sent to prison for protesting about the climate. How can we live in a world where defending the future of ourselves and millions of people around the planet is punishable by sentences of months in prison, like actual prison? Can you believe that? I'm going to be saying out the names of our friends that have been arrested and put into prison. Please repeat after me. Marcus Morgan. Marcus. Free Marcus.
Free Marcus!
We stand in solidarity with you. Free Morgan.
Free Morgan!
We stand in solidarity with you.
We stand in solidarity with you!
Free Ruby!
Free Ruby!
Together, we stand in solidarity with you. Free Noah!
Free Noah!
We stand in solidarity with you.
We stand in solidarity with you!
Free Cressy!
Free Cressy!
We stand in solidarity with you.
We stand in solidarity with you!
Free Kiara!
Free Kiara!
We stand in solidarity with you.
We stand in solidarity with you!
Free Phoebe!
Free Phoebe!
We stand in solidarity with you.
We stand in solidarity with you!
Free Ella!
Free Ella!
We stand in solidarity with you.
We stand in solidarity with you!
Free Kiara!
Free Kiara!
We stand in solidarity with you.
We stand in solidarity with you!
These are young people. They are aged 18 to 24. They have been arrested and put into prison. Phoebe has been put into prison for 6 months.
Carry on saying their names.
To the British public, and to all of us, you might be wondering why we're marching on the pavement today. Our government, that we have so apparently democratically elected, has imposed restrictions that ban us from marching on the street. Now these are laws that we have fought tooth and nail for decades. The right to protest is fundamental and integral to us as UK citizens. Okay.
Our friends have been put in prison for peaceful protest without a trial. These protesters are having their right to protest taken away from them. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights says that the legal situation in the UK is terrifying. It says that the new Public Order Act does not comply with international law. Because of these laws, our friends are now sitting in cells for months. So we're here in solidarity with them. Say their name. Free Marcus! Free Marcus! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Free Morgan! Free Morgan! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Free Cressy! Free Cressy! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Free Ruby! Free Ruby! Ruby is 19 years old! Ruby is 19 years old! This government has sent a 19-year-old to sit in a cell for months for walking down the road! Are you worried about your right to protest? Because you should be! Because this protest has to be on the pavement! Because in this country, we are violating international law by sending young people to prison! Alawad! Free Alawad! Free Alawad! Ala is 20 years old! She will spend Christmas in a cell for marching down the road! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Free Noah Gray! Noah is 18 years old! Noah should be in school! But Noah knows that if we do not protest, then this government will send us to climate hell! Noah has been brave! Noah has taken a stand! Noah has walked in the road! And Noah is now sitting in a cell for months without trial! This government is violating UN international laws! Free Noah Gray! You have to march on the pavement to protest! We know that that is not a protest! That is the oppressive government that is cracking down on protest! In 2023, the UK government that claims to uphold democracy violates international law by sending people to prison without trial! Who are the criminals? Who are the criminals? The government! Who are the criminals? The government! Who are the criminals? The government! We demand that the court sentence the real criminals, not 18-year-olds who are using their right to protest! Free Noah Gray! Free Noah! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Free Phoebe! Free Phoebe! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Free Kiara! Free Kiara! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Free Ruby! Free Ruby! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Free years old and the world is 20. Baby Clover is 23. Laura is 24. They will all spend Christmas in the South. They will spend Christmas in the South without trial, often without a solicitor for weeks. That is the state of repression in this government. Will you let this government commit crimes in your name? Will you let this government commit crimes in your name? Will you let this government let people rot in cells? Anyone want to speak? Anyone want to speak? Anyone want to say anything? Free Cressy Jail Sunak! Free Cressy Jail Sunak! Free Noah Jail Sunak! Free Noah Jail Sunak! Free Noah Jail Sunak! Free Marcus Jail Sunak! Free Marcus Jail Sunak!
Free Marcus Jail Sunak!
Free Marcus Jail Sunak!
Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
Free Ella 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 Jail Sunak!
Free Kiara Jail Sunak!
Free Kiara Jail Sunak!
Free Kiara Jail Sunak!
Free Kiara Jail Sunak!
Who else is there? Ruby.
Ruby.
Free Ruby Jail Sunak!
Free Ruby Jail Sunak!
Free Ruby Jail Sunak!
Free Ruby Jail Sunak!
Repeat after me. Young people
Young people
are sitting in jail cells
are sitting in jail cells
for peacefully walking
for peacefully walking
down the road.
down the road.
This is fascism.
This is fascism.
This is illegal.
This is illegal.
United Nations
The United Nations
saying that our government
are saying that our government
are likely breaching international law.
are likely breaching international law.
The people in that building behind us
The people in that building behind us
are licensing mass death
are licensing mass death
while young people sit in prison
while young people sit in
to
prison
try and stop them.
to try and stop them.
Just stop oil.
Just stop oil.
One quick.
Our so-called criminal justice system is guilty of criminal injustice. It is nothing but a tool to protect the rich and powerful and to suppress peaceful protesters. Right now, there are young people who have been imprisoned for peacefully defending their human right to a livable environment. This right is being violated by our government, which are licensing new oil and gas projects. This is equivalent to a genocide and an active war against young people. Young people should not be criminalized or oppressed or silenced or imprisoned for demanding the human right to a safe future. This is what's happening in the UK right now. The Met Police are here today, and I want to address them and say that you are complicit in this, and everybody who is propping up this criminally unjust legal system is right now complicit in the imprisonment of peacefully protesting young people.
We'll just stop it outside the court. Yeah.
We're here today in solidarity with these young people because we cannot let this continue. And we will come back again and again and again and say that they do not stand alone. And they have not leave with the young people in prison who have also protested genocidal oil and gas. We'll come back until they stop granting these licenses.
We currently stand in front of the Supreme Court, the highest level of judiciary in the UK. Together with the High Court, they decide what our country should be doing, how we should be acting, what's best for us, and what is right to do. I'm going to give a little history of the High Court in relation to their climate policies. In July of 2022, the High Court ruled that the government net zero policy was illegal. They found that the net zero strategy, which sets out the plans to decarbonise the economy, doesn't show how the UK's legally binding carbon budget will actually be met. In March 2023, the government published a revised strategy, however, a strategy that relies on technology that doesn't yet exist. As such, they are being taken back to court, which the High Court has accepted that they will hear. So clearly their distrust of the government in their treatment of the climate runs pretty deep. However, at the same time, in October of 2023, the High Court ruled that oil and gas licensing's compatibility with net zero is up to the government to decide, not for the courts. So let's recap. The courts that very publicly, embarrassingly publicly I would say, mistrust the government on their treatment of the climate, at the same time think they can trust them to decide whether new oil and gas licensing is compatible with net zero. If that's not the definition of complicit, I really don't know what is. However, that does explain one thing to me. It explains one thing really clearly. It explains how that same legal system can send young, peaceful protesters to prison for trying to defend their own livable future. How they can see them break bail conditions and treat that as some completely separate offence rather than think about why they might feel the need to break those bail conditions. Why they're treating them like criminals that have no regard for the law, have no regard for anything, when in fact they're some of the most caring people that you could possibly meet, and that's why they feel they have to go out and break their bail conditions, break these infringements on their right to protest to desperately protect their own future and our own future. The judiciary system has a deep distrust of that government's climate policies, and yet at the same time they are more than happy to silence those trying to shine a light on that, which is exactly what we are here to prevent today. We will not let those people be silenced. We will not let their sacrifice go unnoticed. We will point out the fascist decisions that this system and the government and their complicity in the complete destruction of our future. We will not let that go unnoticed, and we will not be silent about it. Let's say their names in front of the Supreme Court, in front of the legal system that decided they should be silenced. Free Noah! Free Noah! Free Kiara! Free Kiara! Free Cressy! Free Cressy! Free Marcus! Free Marcus! Free Morgan! Free Morgan! Free Ella! Free Ella! Free Ruby! Free Ruby! Free Phoebe! Free Phoebe! We stand in solidarity with you all. We stand in solidarity with you all. Thank you.
Excuse me?
important when we stand in solidarity with our prisoners that we also stand in solidarity with prisoners, political prisoners across the world, because our governments are also complicit in their imprisonment. I have a message from Alphonse in Uganda. In a protest march in front of Parliament in Uganda by dozens of students resisting the East African crude oil pipeline, 7 student activists were brutally arrested on the 24th of November 2023 for marching to deliver a petition calling for an end to Total Energies oil pipeline project, ECOP. These students were detained at Central Police Station in Kampala for 4 days, where they were denied access to healthy meals. Some of them had their phones confiscated, and the government searched them for information to find out who was behind the protest. Others sustained wounds because of the brutality of the Ugandan police and are still weak and injured today. On Tuesday this week, at Buganda Road Court, they were sent to Luzira Maximum Security Government Prison, where they were charged with inciting violence contrary to the Public Order Management Act introduced in 2013. They are currently detained in prison until the 8th of December 2023, where they will return to court for bail application. During a prison visit on Thursday this week, the student protesters raised complaints on the poor sleeping conditions, where over 80 people sleep on cemented floors in tiny rooms, and they're being fed very poorly. Despite these conditions, they are strong and appreciate the international solidarity so far and are committed to their cause. And even in prison, they still assert new oil, gas, and coal projects are a death sentence and should be dropped immediately. It's important to state that these prisoners, when they were marching, they were non-violent. Just like our prisoners, they're non-violent, and violence was used against them. And our government, the French government, Total Energies, our insurance companies, our banks here in the UK are responsible for the ECOP, and therefore they're responsible for these people being in prison. When they're fighting for their human rights, not only for a livable future, but also the right of not being displaced, their right to remain in their homes, their right to have water that they can cook with, that they can drink, their right to live. And that's why we're here today. Thank you.
Cool, okay, we're going to carry on. We're going to go that way. If everyone's going to line up, and then we'll get walking.
That's why. Take care.
Keep it tight, guys. Come on.
It doesn't take you too long to set up next to the plane as well. To be fair, I've only just come back from holiday. Sort of, yeah, we basically did a Mrs. Big California. No, no. You live in San Diego, 6 days. I mean, to be honest, I'll probably go somewhere different. But, yeah.
Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, and climate justice now. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, and climate justice now. What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Who are the criminals? The government! Who are the criminals? The government! Who are the criminals? The government! Free all political prisoners! Free all political prisoners! Free all political prisoners! Free all political prisoners! Free Phoebe! Free Phoebe! Free Cassie! Free Cassie! Free Ruby! Free Ruby! Free Noah! Free Noah! Free Kiara! Free Kiara! Free Marcus! Free Marcus! Free Morgan! Free Morgan! I'm sorry if I forgot someone! We won't forget any of you! We're here for you! We won't let you be silent! When you sit in a cell, hundreds of us take to the streets! When one of you is sentenced without trial, hundreds of us demand justice! When one of you is stripped of your human rights, all of us demand justice! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice! UK government, shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! UK government, shame on you! UK government, shame on you! Met police, shame on you! Met police, shame on you! Courts of justice, shame on you! Courts of justice, shame on you! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! I wrote a letter!
He was not on the pavement, right? I'll go down as a witness if you want.
Phoebe Plummer, pray to everyone in the just not oil families from prison! They said they're doing okay! They said all of us TV, they're enjoying reading books, they're enjoying their rest. But you know, it's not because they're just really fucking positive and amazing. No, it's not a secret. I think 6 months of monitoring is not so easy. But we say, BB Drama, we stand in solidarity with you! BB Drama, we stand in solidarity with you! No train!
Be back.
No train! We stand in solidarity with you! We stand in solidarity with you! Each and every one of you! We stand with you! 2 weeks ago, I watched my friend Ruby be sent to prison. And that was awful. She is 19 years old, and she is trapped in a prison cell.
This is it.
Free Cressy! Free Noah! Free Kiara! Free Phoebe! Free Morgan! Free Marcus!
front here.
We're going to do a short sit down now. In solidarity with our friends in prison.
Good.
If everyone wants to take a seat, it's quite legal to sit on the pavement, we should be okay. Should, you never know.
We're here in front of the criminally unjust courts of justice. And we're here because our friends are in prison right now. Our friends are sitting for weeks, for months, in cells, for marching down the road. All they did was care enough to take a stand and march in the road and sustain our age-old right to protest. And what did these courts do? Innocent until proven guilty by us! We didn't even give them a trial! We sent them straight to the cells, sometimes just after marching once in the road. A father and two children, a 21-year-old who has better things to do than spend 6 months sitting in there. You thought that you could stop their extraordinary bravery, thought that you could stem this movement. Well, we're here to say that you can crack down, but you can't silence us. Because we are with them. When you serve them injustice, hundreds more rise up to demand justice in their names. So say their names. Noah Crane. We stand with you. We stand with you. Christina Gatton. We stand with you. We stand with you. Phoebe Plummer. Phoebe Plummer. We stand with you. We stand with you. We stand with you! We stand with you! Ruby Hamill! Ruby Hamill! We stand with you! We stand with you! Yara Sati! Yara Sati! We stand with you! We stand with you! Marcus! Marcus! Morgan! Morgan! We stand with you! We stand with you! You know, you can judge the state of a government by how many political prisoners it has in there. But more than ever, you can judge that by the age of those political prisoners, because not only is this government sentencing people to prison without trial, but these are young people. This is Ruby Hamill, 19 years old. Noah Crane doing his A-levels, 18 years old. Percy, 22 years old. Kiara, 24. Phoebe Plummer, 23. Is that what this government is doing? Is teaching young people that they don't have hope, that they will be able to have children, and more than that, they don't even have the right to stand up.
right to have hope enough to take a stand? Shame! So we're here not only to shine a light on the injustice that's being done, but we're also here to thank them with all our hearts for their sacrifice, to sit here in solidarity for them. Because we know that the road to climate justice will have to suffer these injustices together. And we will overcome authoritarian crackdowns like this together. Because we will not be oppressed, we will not be silenced, and we will not let our friends rot in cells without mention of them here. Without shining a light on this court of justice that blasphemes its own name. But it's not just me saying this, you know. Because who am I, right? I don't matter, might as well toss me in a cell too. It's not just me saying this. It's the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights that is saying this. It's the UN High Commissioner that is asking this government, these courts, to justify how are these sentences complying with international law? They write letters asking us this. They write letters asking, how does your new public order bill comply with new international laws? Each and every one of you, Met Police standing here, you've arrested us under the public order bill. And the UN asks you, how does that comply with international law? So next time you arrest us, think about that. And you know what? It's not just the UN, because no one cares about the UN anymore. The government doesn't care about the UN anymore. Maybe it will care about Stephen Fry. Maybe it will care about the former Archbishop of Canterbury that says, in Britain today, it is verging on illegal to urgently and effectively protest for the right of life to survive. That is what the former Archbishop of Canterbury says. That is what Stephen Fry says. That is what Sir David King says. That is what my personal favourite, Emma Thompson, says. They all say this. They are concerned about our right to protest. So how many people are you going to arrest? Are you going to arrest Stephen Fry? Are you going to arrest Emma Thompson? Are you going to arrest all the people in this country and say that you're following orders and sentence us? The High Commissioner for Human Rights says that governments must do more to protect the civic space for climate activists. And that's what we're doing right here, right now, sitting down. We are protecting our right to protest that our ancestors fought for hundreds of years. We are sitting here, we are protecting our rights, we are standing in solidarity with our friends, and we are refusing to be oppressed, be silenced by them. So next time that a judge in these courts bashes their silly state and sentences a non-violent protester to 3 years in prison, 3 years in prison, never before heard, never before seen in this country for non-violent protest, that is where we're at. Next time they do that, there will be hundreds more people here. Next time they do that, there will be people on the streets. Because Swella Braverman and Rishi Sunak can introduce new laws, but judges in there are refusing to comply. Over 120 lawyers have signed a letter saying that they refuse to sentence climate activists. Their own lawyers don't want to do it. When will the Met Police sign a letter like that? So when we walk in the road for 5 minutes, and then they sentence us for 3 weeks, they call it justice, we say no! No! When they sentence a father of 2 to 3 weeks for walking in the road, we say no! When they do this in the name of justice, we say no! We stand in solidarity with you and will be with you the whole way through. Thank you. Trudy sat out here a couple months ago. Trudy sat out here with a sign saying, jurors have an absolute
have an absolute right to acquit people on their moral conscience. Trudy sat here, and then she got sent to these courts. She was the only person that appeared that day who was not there for murder. You are treating people sitting outside with signs like you treat murderers, like you treat rapists, like you treat terrorists. Is someone sitting with a sign so dangerous? What are they scared of? Because these courts are scared. I can tell you that. Anyone have anything to say to these courts?
Cowards. We're going to hear from Cal in a second, who's been arrested how many times? In the last 5 weeks? 10 times. But before we do, let's say, Free Cressy Jail Sunak.
Free Cressy Jail Sunak!
Free Cressy Jail Sunak!
Free Cressy Jail Sunak!
Free Kiara Jail Sunak!
Free Kiara Jail Sunak!
Free Kiara Jail Sunak!
Free Kiara Jail Sunak!
Free Ruby Jail Starmer!
Free Ruby Jail Starmer!
Free Ruby Jail Starmer!
Free Ruby Jail Starmer!
Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
Hi. I don't often find myself in front of a microphone, and I haven't prepared for this, so hopefully it won't be too rambly. But yeah, so you might have seen me around or on the Instagram page or something. I've been arrested quite a few times recently, and yeah, I go out and I go out again and again, and I keep appearing before the courts for breaking my bail conditions, because frankly I'm not going to let the court control what I'm not going to let them stop me fighting for my future and for everyone's future, because the way things are progressing, we're fucked, frankly. And I have to do everything that I can. It doesn't matter how many times I appear in a cell or before a judge. It doesn't matter what they do to me. If I go to prison, then that's what I have to do. And frankly, all of these people, I feel a bit guilty that I'm standing here before you after so many times marching on the road, and I'm still here, I'm still free, whilst these people have been locked in prison. And I don't get it. But why the hell should I feel guilty for not being in prison for marching? It is insane that people are in prison for peacefully marching. A year ago, this was not even arrestable. The way things have progressed, the amount of oppression in such a short amount of time is insane. What has happened to this idea of right to protest? But you know what? As I say, it doesn't matter what they do to us. Everything is at stake, and we have to keep fighting. We can't let them push us down. We have to keep resisting. It is our lives, it is everything we love. And I'm not going to say in my name that they can destroy all of that. Please stand up. I mean, not right now, stay sitting here. But please stand up and join us. Take action and actually fight for our futures and everything. Thank you. Sorry if that was... We're going to be here for a little bit more before we move off. If anyone wants to get some chants going, go for it, and I'm going to figure out how we're going to get to where we're going.
prison school. Let's work for a better world, and let us love like we've never loved before. Sisters and brothers all together, let us stand or sit. So let us sit as we face the growing storm. For we love this land, let's work for a better dawn. And let us love like we've never loved before. Sisters and brothers all together, let us stand, let us sit. Once, twice more. So let us sit as we face the coming storm. For we love this land, let's work for a better dawn. And let us love like we've never loved before. Sisters and brothers all together, let us stand. So let us stand as we face the growing storm. For we love this land, let's work for a better dawn. And let us love like we've never loved before. Sisters and brothers all together, let us stand.
Anyone like to say anything about our friends, about these courts that sentenced them, about the police in front of us that has done the arresting, has done the putting in cells, has done the putting in prison?
Can I just say something about the question?
So, slightly different subject, but the previous speaker asked the question, how did it come to this crackdown? Well, the policies of cracking down on protesters, it actually came from a so-called think tank called Policy Exchange. It's actually a lobby group, and there's quite a few of them in Tufton Street, called think tanks. They're right-wing, ultra-capitalist lobby groups, funded by very much American big business, hydrocarbon, fossil fuel lobby, private health, rip-off merchants, and Policy Exchange, it's tasked with coming up with policies that our present government haven't got the imagination to think of, and then they hand the government policies, they go, all right, we'll have that one. And they came up with the crackdown on protesters and just handed it to this present government. They went, oh yeah, great. So if you're getting arrested or hassled or protest is being suppressed in this country, you're actually feeling the heavy hand of American fossil fuel barons. That's where it's coming from. I remember back in 2016, some of my elderly Tai Chi students were voting Brexit, and they were saying, I want my country back. Well, no, I'm elderly as well, and I'm saying I want my country back from those people, because we were, at one time, at least claiming to be leaders in, climate. It wasn't good enough, but it was better than it is now. And now, I think my country's been stolen by this far right, going towards, well, at least oppressive. I don't like to say the word fascist lightly because it's a serious thing. Very, very oppressive, nasty, right-wing ethos. Anyway, if you didn't know that, that's where these tactics came from. There you go, Policy Exchange, Tufton Street, lobby group. Can I just say something? I know I've sung the song, but I'd also like to say a short poem to you, very short, which is why I'm here and why 4 years ago I joined Extinction Rebellion to do what we're doing now, and we're continuing this. In fact, I wrote this poem down, I put it on a placard, and I sat outside the office of my MP, who is Douglas Ross, MP for Murray in the north of Scotland. And I sat outside his office for 12 hours a day for 4 days in May, I don't know, 2020 or what it was. And at one point, he came out of his office, and I read him the poem, and he said to me, I agree with everything you say. But then, in terms of action, he did precisely the opposite. So the poem goes like this. I've called it Kindness. Let's not brute facts of lessons unlearnt, nor those more brutal yet to come, preclude kindness of a loving sort for all who grieve at what's been done. The innocent child, the pregnant mum, we will hold them close, and we will stand, not run, until we face these brutal consequences of brutal man. Sorry, I got the bit at the end slightly wrong, but you get the flavour of what I'm trying to say.
We're gonna get off now, but there's another stop, so there's more chance to say stuff on the mic. Cool, let's get moving.
exactly, or outside House of Parliament. One of the two.
Yeah. I see the one slide from the House of Parliament. Those that it was Parliament where three ladies, two gentlemen, that was the sure I've seen the ladies that were there.
Y'all put it all over there. Follow those guys. Most I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's my first coach. She's the first ever person that I
Did a physical training.
Oh yeah, some of us did at university.
Yeah, but he's done
I'm back to constantly pumping on my pants.
Honestly. Yeah.
And I did like almost half a year online from Poland. Because it was just like, there was really lockdown and it was
you know, you could just tell. It's like, like, you know, when someone's just too.
No, that's how it is.
And then third year, I sort of have this really sort of cheese and actually it's fun, it's like easier during your No.
Screaming and driving.
Take a seat, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're sat here today because there are currently 8 people sat in prison cells in this country for walking along the road. There's 8 people sat in prison for peacefully walking along the road. The backdrop of this is that our government's licensing 100 new projects, 100 new fossil fuel extraction projects to draw oil and gas out of the ground, when we've got clear warnings that hundreds of millions of people have their lives at risk if this happens. Hundreds of millions of people are going to be killed if fossil fuel licensing around the world goes ahead. And so young people across this country are stepping up and they're marching along the road to stop this from happening. And for that they've been put into prison. And that's brutally unjust, and that's why we're out here today. So let's say their names. Free Cressy Gethin!
Free Cressy Gethin!
Free Kiara!
Free Kiara!
Free Ruby!
Free Ruby!
Free Phoebe!
Free Phoebe!
Free Noah!
Free Noah!
Free Ella!
Free Ella!
Free Morgan!
Free Morgan!
Free Marcus!
Free Marcus!
These people should not be in prison, and that's why we're out here. I think Rowan is going to say a few words.
Can you hear me? Yes. My mouth is so frozen that I don't know whether I can speak. I just wanted to celebrate non-violence, because we've been part of this movement now for all these years, and it has been really a triumph of non-violence. That we can have this non-violent container that we have here, and just over there, where the police are, we've got this confrontational edge, right? So that's our edge of confrontation. This is what we train in, and yet every one of those guys, I hope, we can say that they don't feel afraid of us, because we're not ever going to be violent to them. And yet we manage to hold our power and insist on it when we slow march in the road. And as a result of that, we have people in prison. And we've got the students in Uganda inspired by our actions, inspired by our non-violence, so that they practice non-violence over there, even though they're up against a much, much worse situation than we are. And yet they managed to do that, and that's where the inspiration comes from. So I just wanted to have a little whoop for non-violence. And while I'm here, if you'll indulge me a little story, because some 20 odd years ago, I went over there. So I broke into Buckingham Palace with 14 other women from Greenham Common, and we were protesting about Britain at that time was testing nuclear weapons on the land of the Shoshone people. And so we wanted to go and speak to our sovereign and ask her to recognise the sovereignty of the Shoshone people. So we went and, well, we didn't politely knock on the door, we went over the fence. But it was amazing, because we were tried in Bow Street Magistrates Court. We were all found guilty. We were given very mild sentences, so our sentences were much less than we get now for marching on the road. Like, what's that, you know? And also, it was a victory of non-violence because guess what? The next year, Britain didn't do any more nuclear testing on other people's land. So this is why we're non-violent, because non-violence works. And it will work. We will get through eventually. Somebody else wants to...
Cool. I think we're going to hear what Kiara said to the judge when she was put into prison. But before we do that, let's get some chants. Let's go. Just stop oil!
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 Free Ella Jail Sunak!
Free Ella Jail Sunak!
Free Ella Jail Sunak!
Free Ella Jail Sunak!
Free Cressy Jail Sunak!
Free Cressy Jail Sunak!
Free Cressy Jail Sunak!
Free Cressy Jail Sunak!
Free Phoebe Jail Starmer!
Free Phoebe Jail Starmer!
Free Phoebe Jail Starmer!
Free Phoebe Jail Starmer!
Free Ruby Jail Sunak!
Free Ruby Jail Sunak!
Free Ruby Jail Sunak!
Free Ruby Jail Sunak!
What is Jesse was going to say? Read Kiara's statement.
So our friend Kiara is in prison at the moment for marching peacefully down a road. She marched to defend our right to a livable future. And when she was in court, facing potential remand, facing potential imprisonment, she decided to speak truth to power. And we have a duty to share her words. So I'm going to read what happened in court that day when Kiara told the truth. So this is from November 16th, 2023. This morning at Highbury Magistrates Court, a Just Off Wheels supporter was remanded to prison after slow marching in London. Kiara Sati, 24, a PhD student at the University of Cambridge, appeared before Judge MacDonnell and was remanded to prison for marching on the streets of London at Earl's Court. She marched and was arrested on the 15th of November. Kiara was charged with a Public Order Act 2023 Section 7 offence relating to interfering with the use or operation of any key national infrastructure, which is defined as A or B roads. They self-represented in court and were offered a choice of having their case heard in a magistrates or Crown Court. Kiara elected for a Crown Court trial, saying, "I wish to be judged by my peers." When asked to confirm their name, Kiara said, "The government is licensing over 100 new fossil fuel licenses in the middle of a climate crisis." When asked to give their date of birth, Kiara said, "I'm 24 years old. I was born after the first COP conference. I've been lied to my whole life. Emissions since then have risen year on year. We are being systematically lied to. I have the greatest respect for everyone in this court." The Crown Prosecution Service told Kiara on the 15th of November in the borough of Kensington and Chelsea, "You were slow marching, intending to interfere with key infrastructure." Kiara responded, "How many students will be sent to prison for marching down a road? How many mothers have to starve themselves in order to feed their children?" The court heard that Kiara was in breach of a recent condition from the court not to enter London as bound by the M25. When asked why they were in London, Kiara responded, "I am an ordinary person who has had to take desperate action in these circumstances. I have a moral responsibility to be in civil resistance. I have a democratic right to protest. The laws I am being charged under were written by an oil company, and this is disgusting. The government should be in this dock, not me." Kiara then lay down on the floor in the dock. The judge remanded Kiara to prison and said, "This court previously released you on bail, but clearly within 2 weeks you're in London. You have said to me today you have a moral responsibility to break laws in this country. I think you will break bail if released today." Speaking before marching this week, Kiara said, "The the government is taking us for fools if they think we don't see through their bullshit. Destroying our future is one thing, lying to us about it is another. We won't let them get away with mass murder for the sake of greed. Free Kiara! Free Kiara! Free Kiara Jail Sunak! Free Kiara Jail Sunak! Free Ruby Jail Sunak! Free Ruby Jail Sunak! Free Phoebe Jail Sunak! Free Phoebe Jail Sunak! Free Noah Jail Sunak! Free Noah Jail Sunak! Free Cressy Jail Sunak! Free Cressy Jail Sunak! Free Marcus Jail Sunak! Free Marcus Jail Sunak! Free Ella Jail Sunak! Free Ella Jail Sunak! Free Morgan Jail Sunak! Free Morgan Jail Sunak!
We're going to hear something from Jimmy now, who was marching a couple of weeks ago with Phoebe and with Ruby before they were put into prison.
I've never spoken in public since XR started at JSO. Pardon? Oh, right, sorry. I've never done public talking, ever. Been involved with XR and JSO since it started. I see a few people I've been arrested with. Sorry, I'm fucking useless at this. Okay, I want to talk about two young women. I've done arrestable actions. I've been at Phoebe. Last year, before the suit, I went to this place, had a chat with some people. I met this young woman, Phoebe, and the next day I was sitting on the road with her. Not 2 weeks ago, sorry, not 2 weeks ago, this was before suit. And she made an impression on me. She's very charismatic, she's beautiful. I've been to the pub with her and some of you here quite a few times. I don't usually drink. But there's someone even more important for me personally, and that's Ruby. Ruby is XR member, and I think there's other XR members here. Yes, there is. She is incredible. Most of you have never met her, heard of her or anything. She is going to the top. She is incredible. I mean, what sort of young woman says, right, I'm going to prison, gets that rucksack, finds 17 books to take to prison with. She's at uni, she's brilliant. I've marched with the others, of course, and Nona, Trudy, of course. We've both been to the Old Bailey. I don't know. I just want to say how much I respect both Phoebe and Ruby, and I really think Ruby is someone to watch in the future.
I think Chloe was going to say in the meantime, just stop oil!
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 Hello everybody, my name's Chloe. I'm a 44-year-old mum from Bristol. I've got 2 sons. Laurie is 14 and Gil is 10. And I'm marching today out of love for my boys and also in solidarity with the extraordinary young people who are only a few years older than them, who are currently in prison cells because they have taken the action that we should all be taking in defence of our lives and our communities and the people and the things that we love. I think it's absolutely outrageous that we're leaving this to our children. It's an absolute disgrace. Rishi Sunak is my generation. My generation of leaders are failing, as the generation of leaders above us have failed. And we're leaving it to our young people, and there is absolutely no justification for doing that. Everything that we refuse to do now, our children will have to do in the future, and they will have to do it under circumstances much worse than the ones that we're living in now, because they'll be living with the consequences of our inaction. Their decisions will be harder than our decisions. You will have to go harder and faster and further than we dared to do it.
and you'll be living with the consequences of our cowardice. And I will not stand by out of love for my children and let this be their problem. I will not stand by out of love for our young people and for the brave young people who are here and the brave young people who are in prison. I will not let it be your problem and not mine. And the truth is, we do not need new oil and gas. We do not need it. And that's not my opinion. That is the facts of the matter. That is what the UN's scientists, the world's climate scientists, are saying. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change produced a report which comes out in 4 parts. The final part of their most recent report is the mitigation report. It tells us what we have to do. It tells us how we save ourselves. And it does not include new oil and gas extraction. It includes moving to cheaper, cleaner, renewable energy sources, and it tells us exactly how to do it. So there's that report written by the world's climate scientists and endorsed by the UN. Our own scientists in this country, who make up the Committee on Climate Change, have written a book which tells our government what it needs to do. That book is extremely clear. It tells us exactly what we need to do in order to avoid the worst consequences of climate change. And our government is ignoring it. And it should not be these young people, these young, brave people who are sitting in prison cells right now. It should be our government and our leaders and our policymakers and our politicians who are ignoring exactly what they need to do. I marched on Thursday this week with Rowan and with another brave mother, and I marched out of love for my children and in solidarity with these young people, and I was arrested. I was not arrested because I am a politician who is licensing new oil and gas fields in a climate crisis against the warning of the scientists. I was not arrested because I am the CEO of an energy company telling the world that they're doing the right thing while only 3% of their investment is in renewable, clean, safe energy. I was not arrested because I am the chair of a media corporation that is lying about the risks that we all face and spreading lies and misinformation about the scientists and the activists who are speaking the truth. I was not arrested because I am the chair of a bank which is pouring billions of dollars into new fossil fuel projects despite the commitments that they've made to the Paris Agreement of 2015. And I was not arrested because I am the head of an international investment company that is enabling the most morally and ecologically bankrupt projects to go ahead. I was arrested because I'm the mother of 2 sons and I am frightened for their future. I was arrested because I love my children, and arrested because I will not ever stop fighting for them. And I celebrate all of you who will not stand by while our lives and our futures are stolen from us. Thank you all, especially to the amazing brave young people who are here today, who are doing this in spite of the intimidation of the police, who are preventing us from exercising our legal right to protest when our lives are in danger. Just stop oil.
We're going to hear one more thing before we get moving and get warm again, and that was from someone who had the poem that Morgan had written. And Morgan's now been in jail for more than a year. More than a year. He's been writing outside of prison, he's been sending letters, and this is one of those.
I like a few people, I think, have been writing.